Hello and welcome to Golf FM. This is a review on a Cocker Spaniel. I've run out of golf stuff this week and I've decided to review my dog. Now this dog was purchased about 5 years ago locally from Dirrelton, which is just outside North Berwick. And it's a Cocker Spaniel, standard Cocker Spaniel. It's not the working Cocker. Working Cocker's the one that run around like nutcases. This one's lazy and is not interested in doing any work whatsoever. All it wants to do is sit about, go for the odd walk, but it's really not that bothered about that either. I'm quite confident that it'll sit here on this table because it's too frightened to jump down from this height. It's too high a jump. And that brings me on to its CV, okay? And I'm sorry I keep calling it it. My wife gets a little bit angry with me for calling it it. I don't mean it in a bad way. It's just I can't stop saying it instead of she. It is a girl dog. And the CV, don't worry, this won't take long. The CV is as follows. All right, okay, so it's Penny from Dirrelton and 5 years old, and skills, under skills we've got running, walking, jumping, which is debatable because, I mean, she can't get down from here. And she's incredibly eager to get in the car, but can't actually jump the 2 feet, roughly 3 feet, to actually get in the car. So you can sort of half get in it and think she can jump out, but not up. So that's debatable. Barking, decent at that. Lying down, obviously sort of professional at that. And eating, but again, debatable, because you put food out and then she doesn't eat it all. She just leaves it. I mean, how does that work in the wild? It's never going to work in the wild. You need to eat your food immediately, or another dog will eat it, but no, she just leaves it, eats it when she fancies it. Right, I think you've been good enough to deserve another treat there, okay? Commands, right? Okay, so commands. This is a good point to do the command. She's got 3. She's got sit, which she's doing already. Paw, can I do paw? Paw, that's sniff, there, paw, well done. There you go, you can have that, it's a big one. Sorry, I should have given you half. You're gonna be fat at the end of this, Penny. And then the other one, which I've never tried to do, my daughter does, is spin. Can we do spin on the table? Is that dangerous? Right, well, just a half one this time, all right? So spin, too dangerous on the table, I think. You want to try one more time? Go back a wee bit. Go back a wee bit, mate. There you go. Oh, it's sliding, right? Spin. Spin. It's too hard to spin. Sorry, okay, there you can just have it. Thanks for attempting a spin. I think you were thinking about it. I think officially we have to keep spin on the CV because I have seen it done. Okay, but maybe not high up on a dangerous table, slidey table. But that's it. You know, we're finished. The CV's over. There's nothing really else in there, is there? And I mean, now whose fault is that, is what Penny's saying. She's saying, have a look at the owner. You're at fault for that. You're at fault for my lack of skills. First of all, I would actually recommend this. I would recommend this because I think it's a good combination of like affection and lack of interest in anything, to the point where it's not constantly needing attention. But there's enough need for attention there that she's not completely disinterested in you. So I would say it's a good combination, and she's pretty friendly, doesn't really get into fights, you know, not interested in other dogs particularly. Go out for walks and it's not that interested, basically, just wants to sniff stuff. Pretty harmless. Yeah, I would love to have on this list, for instance, catching. You know, throwing a frisbee, running, jumping it in the air, catching a ball, that would be good. When you throw a ball, she runs after it, but you don't get it back. Oh, do you know what? I've forgotten. I'm doing you a disservice. Swimming. Swimming. Right, that's a recent skill, isn't it? Do you want another wee biscuit? You do, don't you? Hey, they're mine, okay? So swimming, right, recently, been down Gullum Beach, and if you throw a stick into the water, she will continually go and get the stick and bring it back, and you don't physically get it brought back to you. It gets quite close to you but not right back to you, and then you go and get it again and chuck it in, and eventually she will run off with it and try to bury it in a hole, and she never makes any sort of decent attempt at that. You've got to admit that. You're not even close to burying it, okay? And you know that. So again, I can't put burying a stick in as a skill. But swimming, I could put that in because she's actually chuck it in that. If you throw it deep enough, she will actually swim. And that was a revelation to me. That's the best thing she's ever done. Sorry if this is a bit disjointed. Again, it's like most of my other videos, it's not very well planned. So that is a rundown of this particular model, features and benefits, and whether I recommend it. And I do. Quite expensive, but we'll get onto that. I've got a list of reasons to get a dog and reasons not to get a dog. Now, when we got this dog 5 years ago, I wasn't a fan of getting a dog. I said, we've got 3 children, life is hard enough, okay? Life is hard enough and expensive enough. But no, we ended up with a dog. I had virtually no say in it in the end. It just happened. So I compiled a list just recently. I've had this list in my head for a while. But reasons to get a dog and reasons not to get a dog, right? Okay, so reasons to get a dog: forces you to go for a walk, barks when a delivery guy comes, and acts like it likes you. And 2 of those things are in the reasons not to get a dog as well. Forces you to go for a walk when the weather's horrendous, and barks when a delivery guy comes and you already know it's there. And then we get on to reasons not to get a dog, okay? You have to pick up its jobbies. Now, if you don't know what jobbies are, that's what comes out of there, okay, on a regular basis. And when they brought that rule in modern years, I kind of thought it would put dogs out of business. I thought that there's no way anyone's going to go around picking up hot jobbies fresh out the back end of a dog with basically a wafer-thin plastic layer in between you and your fingers. That concept was just alien to me. I have done it, I think, 3 or 4 times in the time that we've had this dog. I point blank refused. I said, you can get this dog, but I'll tell you one thing, I'm not picking up the jobbies. And I had to do it, as I say, 3 or 4 times, and I'm not happy about it. I'm still recovering mentally from that. Do you want another biscuit? Actually, do you want the comfy seat? I'll get you the comfy seat because I've still got a bit of this list to go, right? Because it's not a short list, reasons not to get a dog. There you go. You're going to be so fat. Right, there you go. You probably won't go in it, but there it is. Okay, you're not getting down yet because we're not finished. Okay, so that's the biggest thing, is the jobby thing, right? I'm so against that. I mean, just go in a field somewhere and it just becomes compost. Right, so I've got forces you to go for a walk and the reasons not to get it. So I could go for a walk myself, unencumbered with a dog running about, doing things wrong or getting in fights or getting lost. I could go for a walk myself on a nice day, but no, I have to go out and do all that on a horrible day as well. Forces you to speak to strangers sometimes. Again, not a fan of that unless I have to. Probably in the wrong job for that, if I'm being honest, but wouldn't pick that as a pastime, but it seems to happen. Barks when a delivery guy comes, we've talked about that. Costs a fortune initially and ongoing. And you can't argue against that. Pet insurance, vet bills, food bills, pointless toy bills, getting its hair cut for no reason bills. The list pretty much goes on. Gets her hair cut, don't even know how much it costs, don't want to know. Comes back looking worse than when she went away. Apparently she gets knots in her thing and you've got to get it off. I'm not saying the haircut isn't a good haircut. The person's done what they've been asked to do. But for me, the dog comes back looking worse than it did and we spent money on it. And again, I struggle with this. Smells. You think that's a good thing, don't you? You're proud of your breath when you come up to us after you've eaten your tea. Makes a mess continually. Spoils days off, robs you of your freedom, makes holidays more difficult, smelly and unpleasant food in the preparation of it. It's not nice to deal with. Wants attention constantly. Well, I've sort of said that she's not that bad with that, this particular model, but again, it is sometimes, it's like, leave me alone a wee bit. I know I'm not being unkind, you're nice in that bit. Anyway, spews up occasionally. Again, that's horrible. Comes like a big portion of porridge sitting there. And she's been known to eat that. It's been in twice. Speaking of that, we'll come to that. of things going in and out twice. What were we? Spews up occasionally. Runs off and won't come back when you're out for a walk. So again, that occasionally happens, but you don't really know when that's going to happen. You just get a smell of a squirrel or something and off. And you're running about trying to find her. It doesn't happen a lot. She's not that bad with it, but it has happened. Eats disgusting items out on walks. So you're always on the lookout for something that, like if there's a pile of sick or there's a sort of severed foot of an animal, that could potentially get eaten if you're not quick enough, right? Just doesn't care what anything tastes like. Have I got to the last bit? Yeah. So unsubstantiated reports that she did eat her own jobby once. And that was after she was allowed to eat, because they were left out on the settee, 6 no added sugar cookies. Ate them all. And I don't think it's particularly good for her with the stuff that's in them. But the next day, there was jobbies out in the back garden 1 minute and gone the next. And I didn't pick it up. I think we established that nobody else picked it up. But we all just put it to the back of our minds and tried to forget about it, trying to block it out. Are you going to say anything about that? So, again, you want another biscuit? Okay. Yeah, when she goes away for a haircut, she comes back looking like Louis XIII. There we go. And that, I think, will do you. So, I mean, there's my case for, I had a strong case for not getting a dog. And look what happened. Oh, she's gone in the thing. She's got fed up with it. But I think we're finished, okay? Yeah, as I say, decent model as dogs go. Pretty sort of even-tempered and nice. Does act like it likes you, is what I put in the thing. And you hope and pray that it isn't just because you're giving it food that you're getting any sort of attention. It's not, is it? Right, okay, that's fine. So I think that will do you. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. This is normally a golf channel. I won't make a habit of doing dog reviews, so don't worry about that. If you've tuned in for a bag review or something like that, and you thought, oh, Golf FM's come up, you've pressed the bell, and you've got this, and you're disappointed, then I apologise. I'm sorry. But this at least gives you a flavour, maybe, of the type of reviews that you get in terms of the way they're delivered, if nothing else. Yeah, I promise you, we'll go back to golf products. They're about to launch a load of new products soon, all the major manufacturers, and I won't have to do any more stuff like this. But I was struggling, unfortunately. Thanks to Penny for helping me out. Appreciate it. You got a few biscuits out of it. Should probably want to do more of these, if the truth be told. Anyway, okay. Yeah, as I say, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.